it is very normal for you to lose people, for you to lose friends, for you to lose people around you once you decide to change a version of yourself. Just a tiny version. You're going to lose people that relate to that tiny version. Imagine trying to change a whole version of yourself, like change your personality totally. You're going to lose people, and it is very normal. Very, very normal. It is not a bad thing. It means that whatever it is that you are doing is working. Whatever it is that you're doing is working, and that is why you're losing people. That is why people are staying away from you, or that is why you are staying away from people. Either ways, it is working, and it is not a bad thing. Okay, so if you feel more isolated right now, you feel alone, and this is happening because you have decided to change your life, either self-improve or just change a version of yourself, honey, you are going to get to the point in your life where you meet a new set of people that aligns with the new version of yourself. Okay? In life, every stage, you're going to meet people that have like minds. We are not all on the same stage, you know, right? I hope you know that. We're not all on the same stage. So for every stage of your life, you're going to meet people with like minds. And I don't know, why haven't you noticed this? Why? I know that there are just few people that are still very, very close to their childhood friends, people that they started growing up with from, you know, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. There are few people, but a lot of people outgrow their childhood friends, and they meet friends in their teenage stage. They meet another friend in their, you know, university stage, you know, their 20s, their 30s. Like in every stage of your life, you're going to meet like minds. You're going to meet people that relate to who you are. So it is not bad if you're losing people right now. I actually want to talk about 2 reasons why you're, you know, losing people. We're going to have a conversation. 2 reasons why you're losing people. And I know that when we talk about it, you're going to understand. But then, oh, this camera is looking crooked. Looking like this. But then, yeah, let me give you an illustration or an example. Imagine somebody that is an extrovert. Okay, let's give her a name. Me. Why not? It's me. Now imagine that I used to be an extrovert. I like going out, I like partying, I like going to the beach, I like, you know, having picnics, I like hanging out, I like doing outside things. Once I decide that, okay, I no longer want to be outside, and okay, that period of time where I am always outside, I have this set of friends that I'm always, you know, hanging out with, and maybe we've been doing this for 5 years consistently, you know, going out, traveling, going for picnics, you know, going to watch movies at the cinema, you know, going for barbecues, just going out, and we're close like that. We are outside people. We are all outside people. And then one day I wake up and I no longer want to go outside. I want to do more of reading. I want to stay at home, cross my leg on my blanket, watch movie while on my bed, you know, or I want to learn how to knit, I want to learn how to sew, or learn something online, or I'm more interested in something at home. Excuse me. And I stop hanging out with my friends that are always outside, and they keep hanging out and I'm no longer there. And this happens 6 months, 1 year. Now, I'm not going to be seeing them frequently because now they are more outside and more inside, and they don't like to be inside, they want to be outside. And I no longer like to be outside, I want to be inside. What will happen? Gradually, we're going to drift. It's normal, it's life. We're going to drift apart. Okay, because now we cannot keep up with each other's life. I don't have time for them, they don't have time for me. You know, gradually there's going to be a drift, and gradually we're not going to be that close. And with time, I am going to find people that want to come over to my place, that like to be indoor, but they like, okay, come over to my place, watch movies, or I go over to their place, indoor things, we cook, we do something, play games inside, or people that don't even like leaving their house, and I don't like leaving my house, but then we talk on the phone, maybe we'll play games on our phone while you are at home. I'm at home, we use our TV we are indoor people. We like to do indoor shit. Now I have something in common with the indoor person, because now I am indoor. So that drift is definitely going to happen. So whosoever it is that is on a particular journey of changing their life or changing their self, their personality, their character, something about them, and you're losing people, male friends, female friends, it's normal, okay? That loneliness that you feel right now, that isolation that you feel right now, is a good thing. All you have to do is ride the storm, and at the end of the storm, you're going to see a rainbow. So let's talk about the two things that might be happening, definitely happening, and this is the reason why you're losing friends, why you're isolated. Now, first, let's start with them. Why are they drifting? Why are they leaving? This is because there's no longer a connection between you and them. In my illustration before now, that's why I actually gave the illustration, so you understand fully why it is happening. Now, there's no longer connection, so they might decide to stay away from you. Very simple. Now, this might also happen with intimacy, with a guy that you like, depending on the decision. Okay, let me give you guys like different example, talking about losing female friends and then male friends. For female friends, why they are leaving you, it is because there's no longer connection. They like to be outside, using that for my illustration. Now, these friends, they like to be outside, they like to be dressed up, they like to look glam, they like to go outside and mingle, and that is what they like. And now they call you, you are busy being inside and you don't want to be outside, you want calmness, you don't want noise, you want to be alone, you want to do this, and they call you, and you're always saying no. They're gonna get tired of calling you. They're going to get tired of wanting to hang out with you, and at one point they're going to give up. And that is why they have drifted away. That's why they've left your life. Okay, they can sense it that you guys are no longer on the same plane or on the same state, and it is nature, it is normal for them to walk away. So the reason why it is happening, because there is no connection. Okay, you guys are no longer having things to relate about, like there's no interest, joining you guys again. There is nothing in common happening between you guys, and they can feel it, they can see it, and they got to leave. They have to. They might try to change you again, change you to the person that you used to be, because that's the version that they are used to, that's the version they like, that's the version they love, And for girls, I'm talking about the female friends. That's the version they relate to. That's the version that they want. And they will try to get back the version. They will try. And if you stand your ground and saying, okay, no, I don't want to go back to this person, I don't want to be that person, I want calmness, I want, to be inside, they will get tired, honey, and they will go. And this is why you are alone. Now, for guys, intimate wise, for guys, I don't want to make it sound like you can only be intimate with a guy. If you have a partner and she likes you because you are outside person, and you start being inside person, the connection, you guys are going to lose connection, and she's going to go. Now, if it's a guy, the same thing. You make a decision that, okay, I no longer want to have sex anymore, and you used to have this guy that you guys are constantly being intimate, and you made the decision that, okay, I don't want to be intimate with anybody right now because I want to change an aspect of my life, I want to do this, I want to do that. A lot of guys are not going to hang around for that shit. A lot of guys are not going to be there, because most guys want to get under your skirt. Okay, even the ones that don't want to get under your skirt, they want something from you, and once you stop giving them that thing, they are gone. And this is actually coming from experience. like this particular analogy is coming from my own personal experience. So a lot of people want to be around you because of some certain thing that they are getting from you, and once you stop giving them that thing, they are gone. Okay, so it's normal, it's natural, it's left for you to either stand your ground or fall back into your old version. Now, the second reason why you're losing people, the second reason why you are isolated, is because you have definitely, you have subconsciously or consciously outgrown them. And that's normal. Very normal. That is why you are isolated. Now you can now understand that this is what I want, and I want to do more of this, and this is what I'm interested in. But your friends are not interested in this thing. Your friends don't want to do this. So you're like, okay, I don't have time for what you want. I have time for what I want, and that's what I'm going to do. And you are going to subconsciously or consciously start staying away from them, because now you're making more time for what you want, for what you are more interested in. And that is you outgrowing them. It doesn't mean that you have gone ahead of them or anything. It doesn't mean that. It means that you guys no longer have anything of interest. Like, there's no interest, there's no, relatable relationship. It means that you're no longer on the same state. Okay, not higher, not lesser, just apart. You have outgrown them. Let me give you an instance using me as a case study. Now, I used to have like a group of friends before I started content creating, and before I started content creating, I actually didn't know I was going to start content creating. I just started making videos for YouTube. Now, that period I had friends, and I was always, my friends were always together, doing things together. But then I got into creating videos for YouTube, and I got so interested in it. I fell in love in some way. I don't know what got over me. I just saw the platform as a space for me to express myself. It brought like another version of me that I never knew I had, and I got so interested in YouTube. And then that is how I started creating content. I knew that, okay, this is what I was doing. Creating videos for YouTube was me creating content, and I got in love with creating content. I got obsessed at one point with creating content. I started making more research about creating content, and when I'm not making more research, I am creating content. So in that period of time, I had no time for my friends, and gradually we drifted apart. That is me outgrowing them. And it's not like I became better. No, it is because I had other interests that wasn't their interest, and that was it. So most of the things I say on my channel are based off of my experience, and that's why when I say it from like a place of understanding. I saw this happen firsthand, how I became somebody that was at home rather than being with my friends and doing things with my friends. I'm always like at home because they were not interested in what I was doing. I stumbled on content creating by accident. Like I said, I started creating videos for YouTube, and I didn't know that was creating content. I was just making fashion videos, showing my process of how I was learning how to sew. And in that process, I fell in love with creating content. Like, I fell in love with YouTube, and then I found out that, okay, this is creating content. And I'm like, okay, what is creating content? And I started making more research, and it gave me like a voice, a platform for me to express myself, say anything I want to say, like become something that I've always dreamt of. And in the process of doing that, I was like more involved in, finding out best application for creating videos, best music to use, best way to create your videos, best ways to do this, do that. I was just so obsessed with creating content. And when I wasn't trying to make research on creating content, I was creating content. And in that period of time, I drifted away from my friends, and that was me outgrowing them. So see, very normal, very natural, no bad blood, no hate, no misunderstanding, nothing, just that chikina. And I was now more interested in having conversation with people that were in the same line of what I was interested in. And I started meeting people. Now my other sister is into creating content, so I started having more conversation with her, started staying at home with her, trying to learn from her, trying to learn from other content creators, trying to learn everything content. And in doing that, the old version of me that wanted to do other things with my friends before faded away. The reality just became non-existent, and there was a new reality for me, a new version. And that is it. Okay, that is very simple, very natural. It happens. So whatever it is that you're doing right now that have separated you from the people that you used to know, I want you to know that it is natural, it is normal. Just keep doing what you're doing. As far as you're doing it based of choice, you're enjoying it, it is bringing happiness to your life, you feel fulfilled doing it, you feel everything that you want to feel, then keep doing that. And just do it in your isolation, do it in your loneliness, and trust me, there will come a time where you meet people that are now interested in the things that you are not interested in. Very simple. Okay, now before I end this video, I want to say this. In most cases, when you start trying to change yourself, either consciously or subconsciously, you get into other interests, you get into other type of shit. The people from your old version will try to drag you back. They'll try to manipulate your feelings, try to make it look like you're the bad person, try to make it look like whatever you're doing is wrong. And it's normal for people to do that, for your old reality not to want to die. It is normal. This is energy. We're all living in energy, and for your old energy to fade off and for a new energy to be born, your old energy will fight so hard. Don't think it is going to just go okay. It is going to fight. So people from your old version, they're going to try to drag you back by manipulating your feeling, or trying to emotionally manipulate you into feeling like whatever you're doing is wrong, is bad, and that you need them, you need your friends, you shouldn't lose them. They're going to try to make you feel so many ways. And I see so many people fall back into that loop. I see so many people start something and then they stop and just go back to their old version, and they give up because of the things that people from their old version say, And I'm here to tell you that please don't fall back into that loop. Stand on your ground, especially if you're doing something that you really enjoy. Let me give you guys an instance. Now, this particular instance is going to shake some table, but I'm going to say it. Now, most of the time when you hear people say that I'm done with the main topic, I'm trying to give you guys an ending example. Now, most times when you hear some people say, okay, they're leaving religion and that they're no longer interested in anything that has to do with religion, a lot of times you see people that are religious, that are around them, try to talk them out of it. In fact, they start by, first of all, making it look like you're sounding insane, or that you're lost, or something is wrong with you. They try to make it look like, whatever you're doing is just going out of, expectation, of course, you're going out of expectation from the society, you're going out of what you guys have been taught, yes. But then people from that particular reality that are religious will try to make you look like you're lost, you're confused, and you're in a state where you're going to come back. They first make you feel like, okay, yeah, you're lost, you're going to come back. Some people tell you that they'll pray for you, because that is how they've been taught to think. So you leaving the box of what you guys have been taught, what you guys understand, is going to shake them, and they're going to try to shake you, because this is not what they know, this is not what they have been taught. And even you, this is not what you have been taught. But then you have decided to leave that box. You have decided to make yourself experience things for yourself, and use that experience as like your own God, rather than working towards or working according to what they told you. You want to experience things firsthand, experience whatever it is that they say in religion that you're supposed to experience, or they are telling you that this is what you're meant to do or know. once you try to like step out of that box and say, okay, let me know by myself, let me get to experience it by myself and use the knowledge, you know, to agree to what you guys are saying, they try to shake you, they try to bring you back, they try to make you feel like you're lost. And honey, if you're that person, I'm going to tell you, don't be shocked. Don't be shocked. Don't allow them shake you. You know, don't allow them put any fear into you. If you become aware of how big the world is and how infinite the world is, that's limitless, you're going to understand that the world is actually bigger than religion. And once you get to that state, that is when you start to know God, like truly know God, like truly know what they call God. So yeah, people are going to, especially because the fact that 80% to 90% of people are religious, and with that particular percentage, it means that almost every single person around you are religious. So they're not going to understand where you're coming from, because you are like stepping out of the box totally, and that's scary. That's like going into the wilderness. Okay, so they're going to try. Please don't fall back. Do not fall back. You're not lost. You're not confused. You're just becoming fully aware of the infinite reality that exists. You're becoming fully aware of what life is. You're becoming fully aware of how big life is outside religion. Okay? And yeah, also when you say things like I don't want to give birth, you hear people tell you that, but that's your responsibility. That's your responsibility as a woman. That is why you're here. That is, you know, they make you feel like, okay, because yeah, you're going out of expectation. So they make you feel like you are going out of what you have been taught. You're going out of practice. You're going out of expectations and things like that. They'll try to put fear into you. They'll try to make it look like, you know, you're going insane. I'm here to tell you, don't fall for that. Okay, don't fall into that loop. Once you become aware, just keep going. Okay, there's so much to learn about this world. There's so much to learn about yourself. There's so much to learn about the world that we live in, you know, who you are, you know, so many things. There's so much to learn. So just don't fall back into that loop. That's the limited mind loop. Allow yourself to be limitless, okay, to be infinite, because that is what you're here to do. That is what you're here to feel. You're here to feel the infinite version of life. And so allow yourself to feel it. Don't feel like, okay, because, you know, a lot of people are saying what I'm doing is this, is that, is wrong, I'm going to just run back into this, I'm going to go back, and do not fall into that loop. Trust me, you're going to regret it. You are going to, okay, because you're going against whatever it is that will make your mind to expand. It means that your mind is meant to expand. Okay, don't shrink it. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, and that is it. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be seeing you guys on my next one. Bye.